Hi, it's Dave here. A lot of buyers and sellers have been pumping the brakes, waiting for that golden 3% interest rate to come back. A lot of people have asked me, is that going to happen? And you can go ahead and ask all the industry experts that you want. And the answer is, it is very, 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 very likely to never happen in our lifetime. The 3% interest rates or even 4% interest rates were historic lows, very historic lows, in response to a very, very, very slow economy of 2020 until it got all stirred up into 2021, right? So it was a reactionary thing. Now, what also happened because of it stirring up the economy, it stirred it up a little too much. Inflation got out of control. I know we're all feeling that right now, including home prices. But low interest rates are just gonna drive that further. And what the government's been trying to do is curb that and lower it, correct? Like, I'm not saying they're trying to lower home prices. I'm just trying to say they're curbing inflation, and they're not going to let that get out of control anytime soon because it could lead to a disaster. Now, fast forward to today. We're in the low 6%, high 5% environment right now. When I first bought my home, actually the first 3 homes I bought were in the 5s and 6s, right? So it's actually a completely normal thing. Now, it takes a while for people to forget that 3% rates and 4% rates existed. However, if you have one, it's great to hold on to it, and that's another thing. But right now, it's just where rates are, and it's not a bad thing. You know, we don't want home prices to continue to climb out of control and so on. Now, if you're a really savvy buyer, you'll know to call us about our rate programs. We have a guaranteed 4% interest rate program and Sell Your Home, Keep the Rate program. So that way we can show you how to get into that low interest rate. Now, a lot of people are waiting around for the market to get there, which isn't gonna happen anytime soon. And you're going to miss out if you're one of those people. So you can either jump on board and buy right now and you're gonna be better off at a high 5, low 6 interest rate, or call us and get even a better opportunity and make sure you get something in the 4s. But I'll get into that in a little bit here. Now, for those of you that are waiting, here's what it could cost you. Prices are continuing to climb. You're gonna see home prices appreciate in our market anywhere between 2 and 10%, depending on what areas you're looking at. And yes, that little difference in what we call area is really important. You see different appreciation rates all over the Charleston Tri-County market. So some areas are appreciating at over 10%. Some places are appreciating around 2%. Either way, it's a big number. You take into account that the median price point is now around $500,000. A 10% jump year over year is a $50,000 jump in what you have to pay by waiting. So that's a pretty major expense. Now, let's say you're in a more modest area where prices are increasing at 3%. You still have to pay another $15,000 by waiting. So the cost of waiting is very expensive. And if you're waiting for that low rate to come into the picture before you buy, here's what's gonna happen. You know, 1, 2, 3 years might go by. That could be anywhere between $50,000 to $150,000 in increased home values, which if you're financing that much more of a home, it probably offsets the lower rate to begin with, right? Or you could jump in now while prices are very negotiable with sellers. Are you hearing me? Prices are very negotiable with sellers right now. So take advantage of where we are today. Go out there, get a great price on a home that you couldn't get a few years ago and that you certainly won't be able to get in a few years from now. Because when interest rates go down and everybody gets off the fence and goes by, prices are going up and you're gonna be too late. You're gonna be one of the masses that go. Or you can be one of the savvy few right now that are going out and negotiating a great price on a home. Sure, maybe you have a little bit higher interest rate, or you can call us. If you work with us, we can get you a guaranteed rate in the 4s. And you get best of both worlds, right? And let's just say that interest rates do come down into the 3s again, low 4s or whatever it happens to be in the next year or two. You bought low today, even if you have a higher rate in the 5s and 6s, you can refinance into that lower rate in the next year or two. So if you're hearing me correctly, like now is the best time to buy. I think that we're probably somewhere close to a trough because interest rates are going to trickle down into the mid 5s, you know, and that sweet spot where a lot of Americans have said they're going to get off the fence and go buy is when they get below 6. And so if you're one of those people that are waiting for that and you're like, I want to wait till, below 6, maybe 5.5, By the time you go out and start looking when rates are at 5.5, guess what? You're gonna be one of the masses and probably making multiple offers on homes again and paying way too much for them. Or right now, while homes are sitting in the market and sellers are more negotiable, you can go out and take advantage of that. And as you've seen, rates have started trickling down, so probably within the next year, that market's gonna get stirred up, appreciation's gonna go up, and if you're the smart one that bought today and got a low interest rate, you might be able to hit $50,000 in increased net worth just because you made a good decision by calling us to not just negotiate you a great price on home, but also get you a great interest rate. So again, a couple programs that'll work well for you. One is a guaranteed 4% interest rate. Now you have to qualify for it, of course, and we're able to get funds to help you either buy down the interest rate, get you a permanent buy down, a 3-2-1 buy down. There's many different options out there, many different incentives that we know of that we can get you into with financing programs or seller incentives. But call us today so we can get that for you. And again, it's not like you can have a terrible credit score and expect an amazing interest rate, so you have to qualify for it. And so that's one way to get that done. Another way is if you're selling your home and you have a low interest rate, we have a, sell your home, keep the rate program where we're able to get you into a comparable rate to what you currently have right now, which is what everyone wants. So again, if you're hearing me correctly, like when the average American has said that when rates get into the mid-5s, it's gonna unglue them from their current home and get them to move. And there are a lot of people that are waiting for that to happen and want to move out of their current situation. So you're better at getting ahead of them and not being part of the masses, which is when we're gonna get into, again, multiple offers and high appreciation, and you're gonna have to pay more. But instead, right now, while sellers think it's a bad time to sell, go in there and get a good deal. So let's set the record straight. 3% interest rates are a thing of the past and they're not coming back. But what is changing is your life. You're having kids, they're moving out, you might get a relocation. There might be things that are happening where you're like, I would normally move if, I didn't have this low interest rate. But again, just remember, call us because we can get you into another low interest rate and make that move possible for you. So don't wait around, be savvy, call us today. Go to davefriedmanteam.com. Again, that's davefriedmanteam.com. Or call us at this number below, and we're happy to share more options with you and explain to you how to get this strategy done. Thank you so much.